Hello everyone! Welcome back to another video. This is part 4 of the command block tutorial series, and I'm going to be teaching you arguments in today's video. And if you can hear it, it is raining where I live. So, I hope that doesn't interrupt the video. I just waited way too long to record this, so I don't care if it's raining outside or not. I'm going to record it for you guys. Let's get into it. So I have a quick announcement before we actually get into the video. I'm going to start a new schedule, and the schedule is every Thursday I will be posting a video for you guys. So expect more every Thursday. I have a few sections ready for us throughout this tutorial, so I'm going to go through all these sections throughout the tutorial on what arguments are. But we're going to start with the first section, which are what arguments are. So, what are arguments? They are these little things in square brackets after a selector, and they basically classify what you are trying to talk about. So a way an argument is set up is the argument goes first and then equals to or not equals to a value. The value can be text string or a int or a float. It can be a whole bunch of things. And then comma next argument. You don't need comma next argument. You use a comma to split up arguments, allowing you to have more than one argument. So that's what that means. So if you wanted more than one argument, you'd split it up with a comma, and then you'd do the same thing that you just did, and then another comma, and then the same thing, or depending on how many arguments you need. So let's get into it. I hope that wasn't too confusing to understand, but once we go through a few of these, I think it will be very easy, and I think you'll see a pattern throughout all of them. So we have two entities here. We have an armor stand named Dimple, and we have my cat named Text with a space. The first argument I'm going to show you is the name argument. So what the name argument does is it classifies an entity via its name. So I have one named Dimple here and one named Text with a space. If I open this command, it says tp at e, and then in square brackets, name equals. So there's our argument, name, and then equals, that means it's going to be equal to this, which is, in quotes, Dimple. Now you don't need the quotes, but I do it anyway because it doesn't really matter. But if you have a space in it, yes, you will need quotes. So, and then n square bracket, and then it shows relative, relative x, relative y plus 1, and relative. So that means it's going to be up 1. So if I go ahead and press this, it should only teleport Dimple, and Text with a space shouldn't be affected, and neither am I. So if I go ahead and press this, bam, Dimple, and he even hit a stance for us. Wow. The next argument I'm going to teach you is the type argument. So if we open this command block up and, TP at E, and then a square bracket, type equals player, and then n square bracket, and then relative, relative, 1, relative, which means up 1, like always. So basically this command means TP all the entities in the game that are a player. Now you could also use at P, but I was just using this as an example because that would also work as a type. But if I go ahead and press this button, bam, I'm above the command block now. The next argument is the R argument. This is actually radius. Now in arguments, they have to shorten the words because it would start to be huge words that they don't want to type out like full-on sentences. So they just shortened it to R, which also stands for radius. So what this means is TP all entities within a radius of 2 up 1. So that basically means all the entities within a radius of 2 of this command block will be teleported up. So if I go ahead and press this, bam. So a radius of 2 is 1 and then 2. Now the reason why I didn't teleport this one is because it's sort of centered, and it's very hard to explain, but I'll explain it a little better later on. It's just something you'll learn. If I changed it to 3, if I go ahead and change it to 3, and I actually get inside of the bubble, bam, it teleports me up and those armor stands. I'll explain a little more about the radius command and why it didn't teleport these, but to put it simple, it starts in the middle of the command block and it goes out 1 block to this middle platform and then to this one. So it's actually in the middle right here, and it just didn't grab them. So that's the radius command. It basically gets anything within the radius. The next argument is RM argument, which is highly similar to the radius, but it's the inverted radius. So if we read through this, it says TP at E, so all entities, RM equals 2. So that means anything outside of the radius of 2. But then you can see I put a comma, radius equaling to 4. That's to prevent us from teleporting these guys and stuff, anything else outside the radius to the command block. So I did 4, which is all the way up to this wall. So if I go ahead and press this, it will TP everybody that is outside of a radius of 2, but within the radius of 4, up 1. So if I go ahead and press this, bam, I get TP'd, these guys don't, and that's the sum of it, because it's like the inverted radius. So I hope that wasn't too confusing, but yeah. The next argument is the M argument, which also stands for game mode argument. So what this means is TP at P, or the nearest player, in the game mode equaling to S, which is survival mode. So it will TP the nearest player in game mode S. And if we go ahead and press this button, it puts me in game mode S. I press this, bam, it teleports me. Now if I go back into creative and I press it again, it won't teleport me, because it's only going to teleport the things that are in creative or survival. That only works with players, so it doesn't work with entities. The next argument is the C argument. This stands for choose. So if we read through this, it says TP all entities that are C equaling to 3, which what that means is it will choose 3. So we have 4 armor stands here, and it will choose 3 of the 4 armor stands. So if we read through the rest of this, it says TP all entities and it will choose 3, and within the radius of 4, type equaling to armor stand, up 1. So, wow, that was a mouthful. It means it will TP 3 of the armor stands within a radius of 4, up 1. So if I go ahead and press this, it chose 3 of the armor stands. So if I go ahead and grab an armor stand, actually, and then I go ahead and break all 3 of these, and then place them again, it will choose another random 3. So if I do it again, bam, chose another random 3. Break all these again, doop, doop, doop. It chose another random 3. Now that was the same one, but it does choose randomly. Wow, I'm getting the same one over and over again. But yes, it does choose randomly. The next argument is C. So that stands for choose. So if we open this, it says TP at E, or all entities, C equaling to 3. Now that means it will choose 3 of all entities. But if we keep reading through it, it says it will choose 3 of all entities within a radius of 4. So anything within a radius 4. If we go ahead and keep reading, it says type equaling to armor stand. So what that means is it will TP 3 random armor stands within a radius of 4, up 1. So if we go ahead and press this, bam, it chose 3 armor stands. 1, 2, 3. And this one was left because that would be 4. The next argument is the L argument. Now this only works for players, And what it means is the level. So TP at P below the level of 3. So L means anybody with a lower level than 3. So if I press this, it will set me to survival mode. And I press this, I don't have any levels, as you can see at the bottom of my screen. I press this, it will teleport me. Because I don't have more than 3 levels. But if I press this, it will give me 5 levels. Now, it won't teleport me because I have more than 3 levels. So this argument, LM, is similar to the L argument, just like R and RM, but this is inverted. So now it will teleport the nearest player with more than 3 levels. So if I go ahead and go into survival, as you can see, I still have my 5 levels, and I press this button, I get teleported. The next argument is going to be 3 arguments, X, Y, and Z arguments. So if we open this, it says it will TP at E, or all entities, at X equaling to -7, Y equaling to 4, Z equaling to 47, within a radius equaling to 1. So basically, what this means is X, Y, and Z coordinates. In the top left, you see your X, Y, and Z coordinates. Now, I placed it over here, so if I stand here, it would teleport me. Basically, it will execute the command over here instead of over here. So if you wanted a radius command that executed above the command block, you could by saying Y is equal to the relative +1. So I'll be explaining these arguments a little more, but it's just X, Y, and Z positioning. And yes, you can use the relative positioning. So if I go ahead and press this real quick and I'm right here and I press it, it will teleport me up. But if I'm not there, it won't teleport me up. If I go ahead and delete some of this and I change it, the argument can be X equals 4, but you can also do it relative. So you can also do X equals relative to 4. So it will execute the command 4 blocks over from this. So X coordinate, it would be over here. Right here. It would execute right here. So those are the X, Y, and Z arguments. We'll be getting into that a lot more later on, and I'll be explaining it a lot more, like way more, because you're gonna need it. I'll probably explain it in the next episode, but that's all I'm gonna teach right now of that because it's a little confusing. The final argument I'm gonna teach in today's video, it's not the last argument. There's still a couple more arguments I have to teach you, but this is going to be the final argument I'm teaching in today's video, which is the tag argument. Now this one is actually quite fun to mess around with. So if we open this, as you can see, it says TP at the nearest player with the tag equaling to tutorial. Now what that means is if the player has a tag called tutorial. Now, what is a tag, you may ask? And if you go ahead and open the chat, / and we type in tag, /tag, you can give entities tags. And what tags are, they're invisible, you can't see them, but they're these little tags that you can add to players or add to a specific thing that allows you to differentiate them from something else. So if I go ahead and do /tag add at s add and then the tag and I want it to be tutorial, it doesn't have to be in quotes, like I don't have to put it in quotes, I can get rid of these. Tutorial, bam. Now I do have the tag tutorial. You don't see it on me, it's not above my head, it's not in here, it's nowhere to be found. It's just on my player, And now that I have that tag, if I go ahead and click this, it will teleport me. But I can also remove my tutorial tag, like so. And then we press this, I won't be teleported. Now you can use this for like little game modes, and I know I don't have a command block set up for this, but if I come over here, I place this command block like this, and I'm actually going to be showing you a command block creation next episode to teach you a few things. But if I place it like this, and then I say tag at r add murderer. Now if I had multiple people in this game, it would tag a random player with murderer. And then now I have the tag murderer since I'm the only one. And if I go ahead and have a repeat command block that says title at a action bar murderer. Now this will title everybody with murderer. Let's just say I want the murderer only to see this. So what we do is execute at all players with the tag murderer. So I'll be teaching a little more of this because I'm gonna get my girlfriend on the world. She said she'll help me because I'm actually gonna go through tags a little bit. And as you can see at the bottom of my screen, it says murderer. And if I go ahead and do /tag at s remove murderer, it will slowly fade. So that's a little cool command block creation you can create, and I didn't expect to teach you that, but I'll be teaching you a command block creation in the next episode. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot, and I hope you stay tuned for part 5. I'm sorry for the long wait for this video, but I will start a new scheduling, so I will schedule every Thursday that I will post a video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you guys to death. Have a great day, guys.